Alrighty, welcome to some Modern here on the channel. I've decided I want to dip my toes into a little bit more constructed, especially when there's a deck that looks fun, and this is a fun one. This is a Thoughtcast Affinity or Emissary Affinity, where trying to just spew as many zeros on the board as possible, cast your Thoughtcasts and Thought Monitors, draw some extra cards, get out some Kappa Cannoneers, and Weapons Manufacturing is a really sweet one. So whenever you play a non-token artifact, you get when it enters, you get a munitions that says, when this token leaves play, it deals 2 damage to any target. Does nothing else, and there's no way for it intrinsically to do anything. But there's a couple good combos here. The best one is Engineered Explosives. If you have Weapons Manufacturing out, you make like a couple munitions, then you play this, makes another munitions, sack this for 0, boom, blows up all the munitions, and you just like hit them for 12 damage and kill them. There's also Claws of Gix, which you can get with Urza Saga. You can't get explosives with Saga because it costs X, not 0 or 1. And you use this to sack 1 mana, shock, gain a life, Dece. And also 0 mana artifacts just help with Pinnacle Emissary and Thoughtcast and whatnot. 1 spicy little cranial plating to go on the Ornithopter or Memnite, or of course, Emissary tokens. And 4 Urza Sagas, a bunch of blue-red lands. So we're in a league here. Let's get in there. This deck looks sweet. Let's get some nice openers. Yeah, this does look like a pretty nice opener. Could use a Pinnacle Emissary. So let's see, what do we do on turn 1? I guess I can go turn 1, Opal, Memnite, pass. Turn 2, I'm pretty close to casting Kappa Cannoneer, but I have Rebuke up. I think this hand really wants to draw like Thoughtcast or Pinnacle Emissary or any of those things. I think I'm going to give up playing the turn 1 Rebuke just for 1 shot of drawing Pinnacle Emissary or Weapons Manufacturing and not having to play my zeros, but I will have Rebuke up on turn 2 here. And hopefully I don't play something on turn 1 that would have made me regret that. But I have a bunch of cards that if I draw them on turn 2... Oh, playing as Belcher. Okay. Oh, so this is the no-land Belcher. It's got all fake lands. And, okay, well, it's time to play some things, I guess. And it's trying to use Goblin, Charbelcher, and Lotus Bloom, which luckily they didn't suspend any blooms. Play Drum. And I can still just chill here and cast Metallic Rebuke. I mean, they might force a negation on the Springleaf Drum, which I would honestly be okay with. And I can still cast Metallic Rebuke here. And don't need to play the Opal. I don't think there's a big reason to play it. Next turn, I can play Kappa Cannoneer. Okay, is this a Thundertrap Trainer? Here, yeah, all right. I think that's fine. I don't think I want to rebuke that. And they're going to hit something because it's pretty much impossible to miss in this deck. It doesn't have any lands in it. Some of the spells like this, like the Hydroelectric Laboratory, is a creature on the other side. But for the most part, I think that the trainer is virtually impossible to miss. So we've got to watch out for War of Invention into Lotus Bloom. Oh, they picked up a Jwari Disruption. 4 spikes, and I know about that. All right, let's draw Ornithopter, Mox. And I'm going to play the Kappa Cannoneer here. Oh, they did force it. Okay, that's fine by me. Play Explosives for 0. And play Cannoneer. Oh, not by by improvising with the thing. All right, well, now I'm going to have a Metallic Rebuke up, and I don't really have much else. And unfortunately, a lot of my draws are not that good. Thoughtcast would be the card, or Thought Monitor would both be. Those are the cards I want to draw here. Any artifact makes this unblockable, so they're going to go Whir end of turn, and I think I'm just going to Rebuke it. Okay, I guess I'll play the Opal to make it unblockable. Unless they have another Force of Negation here, which I would be okay with. Yeah, so I attack for 6 here. And even an artifact next turn isn't lethal, unfortunately, so need to find something. I assume they're casting War of Invention end of turn, and I am going to Rebuke it because I don't want them to have a Lotus around here. Let's just tap it like that. If they have another Force of Negation, they have another Force of Negation. Because the problem is if I let them have this, then they have Disrupting Shoal, pitching, Sink into Stupor. All right, they get to get their Lotus, but I might, hold on, I might actually, I think I wanted to actually blow up the explosives there. I did mean to do that. I didn't have a stop set. It's pretty bad for me. I lose 4 of my artifacts, but it would kill their Lotus. Well, they didn't play a Belcher. Okay, I guess maybe I get to draw and then get to still probably do that. Let's stop on their upkeep. Let's just draw for turn. That was a horrendous draw. I'm going to attack with the Cannoneer and the Memnite, though. I assume they're going to block the Cannoneer. All right. But at least now I have lethal. So I guess I'll pass the turn. Upkeep. Boom. 4 for 1 here. But, you know, it does put me in a position to win next turn with Kappa Cannoneer. All I need is an artifact. That's it. All right. It actually worked out better that I waited a turn on that because I got the 1 point of damage in with the Memnite, which actually is going to be really crucial if I draw an artifact here. I'm going to just cast a Belcher. Okay, artifact, and I win. That's it. I'm going to draw Thought Monitor. It's going to be really funny. Oh no, it's Memnite. Let's go. Memnite, Kappa Cannoneer. Let's do it. All right, up a game here. Feels like we stole that one a little bit. Well, I definitely want Force and Negation, Mystical Dispute, Detect Intrusion, Consigns. I mean, I want 1,000,000 counters. And I want to cut... I mean, I think I cut the whole weapons manufacturing thing. I just feel like that's not the way the game's going to go. Needle's obviously great. Shadow Spear isn't amazing. I cut Claws of Gix. I think I cut the explosives. Like, killing 1 Lotus does not seem like a very good deal. And I cut Tormod's Crypt. So I did cut a bunch of cheap artifacts for a bunch of blue spells. But, you know, I think that's okay. Maybe I'll cut 2 Thought Monitors and I'll leave... I think the explosives are probably better just as a 0 mana play that can still do something. Because I don't think... Because Grafdigger's Cage doesn't stop War of Invention for Lotus. Okay. And I don't want Blood Moon. Yeah, let's just do this. Okay, game 2. I board in like 1,000,000 counterspells. Looking to play a slightly slower game here. Wow, this is like... very, very close to being great, but unfortunately I have to mulligan that. And this hand. So, yeah, I guess I can keep, and I can put back probably Cranial Plating. Because I think Kappa Cannoneer, there's a decent chance I want to pitch it to the Force. And I just need any cheap artifact and the Opal's on. I don't think I'm going to crack the Bauble. It doesn't really do much for me. Oh, they're going to force this? That'd be fine. Oh, I didn't even notice they had a Lotus. Well, Lotus I can consign once the last trigger gets removed, which is nice. Stays exiled here. Let's draw. There it is, huh? Do I want to play explosives for 0 so I can play Opal? I'm not going to do anything with that, so I think I just chill. And now that I've drawn another 0 mana artifact, I'm considering, do I want to sack Bauble? The problem is I'm getting close to casting Thunder Trap Trainer. Okay. It's fine by me. I guess if I draw a land, yeah, I think I'll just wait. They're going to probably play, yeah, I would play Jwari Disruption. All right. I think I just hope to draw either a land or a good spell. Oh, that was a great draw. Wow. Opal. Explosives for 0. And I just want to be able to cast Force and cast Consign. It feels like they've got Force Negation. Obviously, they have like pretty good incentive to do it. A Flare of Denial. Okay. All right. Well, I didn't really need the mana that badly anyway, so I think that's fine. So let's suspend. All right. Now they have no counters left. And hold on, let's cast with Replicate 1 just to make sure it goes through. And so what that does is it leaves Bloom suspended with no counters on it, which means it will just sit there. Okay, same target. And that way it doesn't go to the graveyard for Tameshi, and They don't get to use the mana, obviously. And then now, if I need to, I can pitch Kappa Cannoneer to force. But with Urza Saga, I really don't need anything else going on. Because I'm going to make token, and probably get Lava Spur boots. I'll chill with the Mishra's Bauble for now. Philology Archaeologist, sure. They get a Whir of Invention. Or a Seagate if they I guess they haven't played a land yet, so they might pick up the Seagate. No, they took the Whir. And they have a Seagate in their hand already, the one they got off Thundertrap Trainer. So, and they're paying the life. So they have maybe Jwari Disruption. I'm just going to chill here. I can't even really do anything. I could technically make a token to enable Opal, but there's nothing to do with that Opal. All right, let's get this Lotus Bloom out of here. This is no longer a relevant game piece. All right, so they've got a Whir in hand. Another Philology Archaeologist is acceptable. Lotus Bloom, Flare of Denial, Force Negation. Flare of Denial, pretty nice with all those Philology Archaeologists. Feels like that would probably be the pick, unless they really need the Bloom for something. No, they took the Flare. I think I might just Saga for Needle. Pithing Needle. Oh, they played Sophroporic Spring, so they want 3 mana up. Interesting. Because Needle stops Charbelcher. So they have to do something about that if they want to use it. Draw. So do I make a Saga token? I kind of think so. Let's just use the Mox, I guess. And get Needle. Goblin Charbelcher is the name. And I'm just going to attack with this. And I think play a Thoughtcast. I mean, I could Thoughtcast first in case I draw like a cheap artifact, but that doesn't seem like it's going to get through most likely. All right. And then Thoughtcast for 1 mana. They certainly can counter it if they want to. They have Lotus Bloom in the graveyard now, but they don't have any white mana. They haven't played any of the Disrupting Rays that provide white. All right, Flare of Denial, sacking it, not spending mana. Okay, because we're going to Whir end of turn, I guess. Well, I can't stop that because I can't force a negation on my turn. So they get to go get their Lotus Bloom. I mean, if they play Tameshi, I can't counter it now. But not much else I can do about that. It doesn't necessarily do that much. They can add a bunch of mana, but none of their things do anything. All right. They're pretty close to dead. Any artifact just kills them here? Assuming they don't have another counter. Oh, huh. All right. I guess I'll still warp this. Sad, if I had 1 more mana, I could also Kappa Cannoneer. But if they have a counter, they have to counter this. What is this? Is this a Whir? Oh, Disrupting Shoal for 3. Okay, that doesn't matter at all. Now I think I just win by a mile. Wow, this deck's busted. I've got Metallic Rebuke up and Force Negation up, and they have 1 card in their hand. And they're obviously dead to my Saga tokens next turn. All right. Looks pretty good to me. I've got an affinity for draw 2s. All right, there goes round 1. All right, time for round 2. Oh man, yeah, this hand looks pretty good. I'm on the draw, but I get to go turn 1 Emissary and then play 2 zeros. That's pretty good. I could also turn 1 Saga. We'll see what we're playing against. Oh, Amulet. Okay, well, in that case, I kind of want to go fast. Any Mox Opals? Oh, Thoughtcast. Well, yeah, let's go Pinnacle, Emissary, Warp, Bauble, token, Tormod's Crypt, token, and pass the turn. I'm going to want to sack this Bauble, I think. Yeah, because drawing a Mox Opal or something would be really, really strong. I might be a little slow here. I also need to find like a Rebuke or something. Cranial Plating is at least nice, but I mean, I could also just turn 2 cast Kappa Cannoneer. Oh, geez, we're going for it. Okay. 4 mana. Now these both go away. Into Ice Till Explorer. Hold on. I could Tormod's crypt them in response? I kind of think I do. I don't know. They probably do have more lands, but it feels like it's worth doing that. Okay, they didn't hit another land, which is nice. So now I'm definitely going to bobble them. Let's see what their top card is. A Crumbling Vestige. All right. Unfortunate. Okay, Saga. And let's just cast Cranial Plating, I think. If I had one more mana, or one more artifact, I would have cast Shadowspear Thoughtcast. But this also is kind of nice because now I go Shadowspear Thoughtcast and Equip Plating is kind of what I'm hoping to do. We'll see how much they can go off here. Malevolent Rumble. Milling a bunch of lands. Yeah, I still explore going hard. Sighting a Galvanic Blast maybe to kill that thing. Let's see. Oh, they've got 4 mana now. Sack those and the Analyst. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. I don't feel great about the situation, but maybe I have a little bit more time. Another Urza Saga. All right. So let's cast Shadowspear. Let's cast Thoughtcast. Land. Bauble. Equip Cranial Plating to the drone. Attack for 7. All right. I mean, I could potentially win next turn. Let's see. They're at 11. I don't know what they're going to do this turn. They're going to do some stuff, but honestly, well, they'll have to show me what they want to do. I could get Claws of Gix, play Weapons Manufacturing, but that doesn't really seem like it does that much. Saga Token, this is... I need to just put 4 artifacts into play. Well, I can equip Shadowspear. That's probably worse than... All right. I mean, am I dead here? I could believe it. I probably am, right? Like they're gonna get 1 million mana here and mill 1 billion cards. I don't know. They don't have a bounce land, so they can't bring back Teleria West. Oh yeah, they're going nuts here. I guess they'll probably mill a bounce land. They haven't played a land yet. Okay, I'll just yield through this turn. I'm not gonna use Bauble. Yeah, they hit a bounce land. And they get a bunch of mana. They can bring back Teleria West. They can get Summoner's Pact. And then they could Summoner's Pact for a Titan. Or something along those lines. I assume I lose here. If not, I'd be surprised. Okay. There goes the Gruul Turf. There goes the Teleria West. Tap one of your Legions of Colorless Lands to cycle it. No, they use their green. Okay. I mean, I guess it still doesn't really matter too much. Let's see. Maybe they could get another Aftermath Analyst. Though actually they are actually one short of that, funnily enough, because they use the green floating. Shifting Woodland. Okay. What are we turning this into? I guess we'll find out. They have a lot of mana still. Is it Green Suns or something? Oh no, they're using the Shifting Woodland. They need to tap the Gruul Turf if they want to do that. And then what? But what do they turn this into? They turned this into an Aftermath Analyst? A Spelunking? That doesn't really seem like it does much. Okay, they turn into an Aftermath Analyst. And... oh, they sack this. Okay. They get a bunch of lands. And they mill a bunch. And I guess they can turn into another Aftermath Analyst and do that again if they've milled enough lands. They didn't. They milled 3 lands. They can turn it into a Primeval Titan, but that doesn't do anything. I guess they can just continue turning it into Aftermath Analysts. And then, but this time they're getting 3 lands back. And I guess the Shifting Woodlands as well. I haven't played Amulet Titan in a while, so I'm enjoying kind of watching, seeing what they're doing. They're spinning wheels. I guess now that they've hit Ghost Quarter, now they're probably going to win this turn, right? They can Ghost Quarter their own Gruul Turf or Lotus Field. Oh, hitting the Lotus Field is nice. So the Ghost Quarter probably does it, is my guess. Okay, 2 and a green, or 2 green and 1 here. But they tapped the Ghost Quarter for mana. I'm just trying to put this together without having played this version of the deck. The last time I played, I did not have Spelunking or an Aftermath Analyst in it, or Rumble, any of those things. It's been a while, like I said. Though I played a decent amount of it. Now they're searching for any land. Okay. And to put it on the battlefield tapped, is like another Lotus Bloom? I mean, I think that leaves them 1 short of the Analyst play. But I guess they'll let me know. Easy enough. It's really nice playing online for something like this. Imagine in paper, your opponent, Vesuva, Lotus Field, sure. Imagine in paper your opponent trying to explain to you what's going on, and you're just like, I guess so. Here at least they have to actually do it. 7 mana. Do they have the Colossus? Oh no, they're shifting Woodland into Analyst again. They have 1 more mana. I guess they probably do. Unless they miscalculated. Oh, they're besagering my cranial plating? Okay. I'll get a Steam Vents. And I guess, hold on. I think feels to me like they probably messed something up there, but I guess I don't know. Okay, so now how am I going to do this? I can hit them to 9. I mean, I guess I'll bobble them. I've got to just be dead next turn. There's just no shot I'm not. Okay, so let's draw with Mishra's Bauble. I just want to draw 0 mana artifacts. Okay, 1 mana artifacts, not quite it. Tap this for a colorless. Maybe I do get the Claws of Gix? Let's see. I could get Lava Spur Boots, but the problem is if I get Boots and make a token, no, it's just not going to be big enough. Kappa Cannoneer. Oh, can I Cannoneer Boots them? Let's see. If I play Weapons Manufacturing, play Springleaf Drum, play Springleaf Drum. Hold on. I have 1 floating right now. If I get Boots, I have to use that 1 to equip. But let's say I cast Weapons Manufacturing, cast Drum, and then I can tap. Oh, I think that's actually close. And then this doesn't do anything. All right. So let's go Manufacturing, Springleaf Drum. Let's see. I want to play Kappa Cannoneer. 2, 3. Is this actually good enough? I don't actually know that it is. I'm just kind of, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can almost play Cannoneer. Let's cast another Drum first. And then I can cast Kappa Cannoneer for blue. Tap this. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 short. Okay, so let's just cast Thoughtcast then. Okay. That's actually pretty close. Let's see. Opal, Cannoneer. Unfortunately, I think I'm actually still going to be a tiny bit short. And I can equip the Cannoneer with the boots and hit for 7. All right. Well, I guess I'll just do that. And they're going to just do their thing. Yeah, if I'd drawn Engineered Explosives, I might have been able to do it. They get to Saga up to 2. I mean, I can't imagine they don't win here. All right, that's fine. Way too much. They get to just do a million things. I definitely want Blood Moons. And I consider, do I want Ashiok? I do like milling their graveyard. It stops their Summoners Packs and Teleria Wests. It doesn't stop Rumble. Tormod's Crypt seem okay. Needle seems okay. Shadow Spear doesn't seem that good. Once again, I don't think this is like a weapons manufacturing setup. It's my guess. Explosives could technically kill Amulet, but I think that's like a really bad way to go about it. And then there's Consign, which stops... It stops... You can counter Amulet if you get ahead of it. You can also counter like an Aftermath Analyst sack ability, which seems kind of interesting. And Galvanic Blast kills the Ice Tail Explorer, which also seems like kind of reasonable. Claws of Gix, put in a Consign. And I think once again, probably taking the Thought Monitors out. And I don't want Mystical Dispute, but I'll play one more Consign, and Grafdiggers doesn't really help. Let's just play another Tormod's Crypt as just a faster thing. All right, I would like to play first. Sand looks like a mulligan. It doesn't really do very much. Okay. I'll keep this, and I think... Do I? All right. Put back Urza Saga. This is a turn 1 Kappa Cannoneer. That's pretty nice. Bobble. Mox. Kappa Cannoneer. And then I'll sack the Bobble as well, and I get another token out of it. Boom. All right, pass the turn. I mean, that's pretty nice. Turn 1 Kappa Cannoneer is... You got to hand it to him, you know? Okay. They have Amulet on top. Lucky. And they're probably going to play an Amulet here. Oh, man. Double Amulet draw. So, despite the turn 1 Cannoneer, I kind of feel like I need to draw a counterspell to close out this game. All right, well, let's play Urza Saga. Well, maybe not, actually, because I think I've got to win next turn, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm hitting for 10 here, so they can... If they have a turn 2, I guess, then they can win. Because they can go... I know they drew Amulet this turn. They can go Amulet, Bounce Land, 4 mana, Ice Till Explorer, into who knows what. All right, yeah, you got it. I don't have Force Negation, so I guess I could have cracked Bobble. Maybe I should have... Actually, I should have cracked Bobble to see if I was drawing a counter, and then maybe just played Pinnacle Emissary or something instead. Certainly, I didn't really need to be playing this, so... Here, I'll crack Bobble to see what my top card is, to see if I could have had a counter up. Let's see what they've got. I'd be impressed if they have something. I have a turn 3 kill here. Turn 1 Cannoneer is... that is nice. All right, here goes Lotus Field. Yeah. Hold on, I want to see what my top card is. Okay, we'll stop cast, just to make sure. And... Yeah, they have the double Amulet Lotus Field, so, I mean... If they got it, they got it. So if they played Aftermath Analyst, they could do some stuff maybe. They rumble into another Amulet or Growth Chamber or an Urza's Saga. But can't currently play a land. Technically the token gives them a shot of like blocking the Cannoneer, but obviously that doesn't even really. I can just make a Saga token, so they know that's not going to work out. Green Suns for 4, so for the Ice Till, okay. They can pre-play Lotus Field. Mill for 1, go up to 6 mana. They get to mill a card too. All right, all right. They mill the Forest. This goes away. Boseiju the Kappa Cannoneer. Okay. Yeah, I guess they did get to kill Kappa Cannoneer. That's something. All right, so let's draw an extra card. And it reshuffles my Thoughtcast. Oh, Consign is nice. This goes to 2. So I want to play Consign for 2 mana. They're at 10. Because what they're going to probably do is play Lotus Field. I want to consign both Amulet triggers. Oh, I could actually consign the Sacrifice trigger as well, so they can't replay it with Icetill Explorer. Huh. But the problem is I don't have lethal next turn. I guess what I can do is I can go Boots and attack for 4, and then, yeah, that should be enough. I could attack with the Emissary. And then go to 6, and then leave up Consign for all of the mana. I mean, and then maybe counter all 3. Seems like it's kind of reasonable. I mean, it already shuts them off of 6 mana to consign here. But I think, given that I don't know that they have another Lotus Field, I think I consign the Sacrifice too. I'm just going to win next turn. All right. Cast, replicate 2. So into Amulet, into Lotus Field. It's weird, but this forces them to have another Lotus Field if they want to make this play. They're going to mill one right here. I know it. No. They did mill one. All right, well, I tried. Because next turn I just have lethal with flyers, thanks to the boots. Thanks to the booties. And, well, they can now use Vesuva as a Lotus Field. But they go up to 6 mana. Let's see what they do with that, huh? What a beat. Unfortunately, the way the triggers were stacked, I couldn't see the mill before deciding. All right. Well, they go up to 6 mana. Mill Summoner's Pact. Those both sacrifice. Malevolent Rumble. Hitting Collector. Oof. Lotus Field, Green Sun. Oh, they can't take the Green Suns. Does the oof keep them alive? Yeah, I mean, I guess they go to 1 because I can't equip the boots. Is there a way to... I can't even get Tormod's Crypt. Is there anything I can get that does anything? I mean, I can get Needle. I don't really know what that will do. No, we'll see. We'll see. Next turn, they go back up to 1,000,000 mana with this Icetill. And, I mean, they looks like they might be playing something else, too. Do I need to draw one more thing? Oh, Besage You on a token. All right. Sure. I mean, I could just draw a Galvanic Blast. That would be nice. And I'm going to untap, I'm going to draw. You can't attack with the Icetill Explorer. That would be wild. Okay. Draw any Galvanic Blasts? Metallic Rebuke. Okay. So I drew another thing. I mean, I think I probably do make a construct. It doesn't... I know I'm not drawing anything that'll change much. And then here... I mean, I think I probably get Needle and name like Teleria West. I don't think I need to name Besage at this point. Nothing else that I get really matters. All right. I think I named Teleria, or I can name Aftermath Analyst. Maybe that's better, actually. Yeah, let's do that. They've managed to stay alive a lot longer than I thought they were going to, but I think the party's about to end here. All right, now I have Metallic Rebuke ups. I did peel 2 counters in a row. I mean, if the turn 1 Kappa Cannoneer on the play wasn't good enough, Amulet's broken. You should probably play Amulet if you're trying to win a Modern tournament, huh? I guess I could have drawn Blood Moon also. That would have been nice. They do have Force of Vigor in their deck, but I, at this point, assume they don't have one in hand. All right, well, they still also have to have something to do with their 6 mana. 12 mana, sorry. Yeah, that's a lot of mana. I don't think Rebuke actually is necessarily going to be enough. Huh. Yeah, well, what can you do, right? All right, here comes Besage You. Huh. They must not have a lot to do with their mana or something? Into Gruul Turf? So that's their second land. Okay. Mila Saga. They can return Boseiju. I mean, they can use Boseiju, but it doesn't do anything. I have 4 tokens there at 2. Oh, Force of Vigor. All right, well, I'll Metallic Rebuke that then. They were going to stay alive. Wow, incredible. I don't think I want Force of Negation. Consign. On the draw, it's even worse. I don't think I want Detect Intrusion. All right. Yeah, I think I like where my setup is. Okay. This looks like a mulligan to me. If it doesn't have a turn 1 Kappa Cannoneer, I don't want it. Honestly, what does this hand do? I can needle something and then do nothing for a bunch of turns. This is more like it. All right, I'll put back a Kappa Cannoneer, and this is probably a turn 1 Kappa Cannoneer. I haven't really counted. Affinity is really good for vibes, you know. All right, let's go Warp Pinnacle Emissary, Bauble, Opal, and Springleaf Drum. Oh yeah, that's a turn 1 Kappa Cannoneer, all right. Into Kappa Cannoneer. Oh wait, no, it's 1 short, huh? I can't quite play it because I need the blue mana from Drum. All right, well in that case, let's just pass the turn, and I'll probably play a turn 2 Ashiok if I can find a land off Bauble. Oh, I actually was supposed to crack Bauble sooner. All right, well, they're going to pass. I get to play Ashiok, which is nice because it stops Urza Saga. If I draw... Oh, no, I don't even need to draw land. Never mind. Oh, Spire Bluff. And I'm going to play Ashiok here. Let's see. Let's actually go Ashiok off of these. Just leave up Consign. Hit for 2. And I think I'm okay. Do I want them to draw Lotus Bloom? Because I can mill the Lotus Bloom. That's their top card right now. Or not Lotus Bloom, Lotus Field. You know what I meant. This is going to go away. I kind of think that's okay because I can stop Amulet. Okay, boom. Oh, that's it. 2-0. Let's go. All right, on the draw round 3, and if you haven't gotten the hang of this yet, you mulligan a lot, but the deck also comes back from a mulligan pretty nicely. I think I actually keep this hand, and I think I put back a Metallic Rebuke, and I go turn 1 Shadow Spear, turn 2 Land Mox, have Rebuke up, and then hopefully Thoughtcast on the next turn. I think this is better than going to 5. I will say, despite the fact that this deck does, I think, mulligan fairly well, because it's got some like a bunch of draw 2s and good threats. Oh, Devourer of Destiny is playing against Eldrazi. And they mulligan to 5. All right. Oh. Yeah. No. I don't want to play turn 1 Saga, I don't think. When you have Mox Opal in your deck, obviously mulliganing can be a bit costly. Okay. They're on Tron here. All right. Saga. And say go. With Metallic Rebuke up. And hopefully they don't have okay, they don't have another Tron land. They didn't play anything. Okay. That's fine, I guess. Draw. It's kind of slow, but let's just go Otawara and play Mox, because now I can make a token and still have Rebuke up, which is nice. It's actually really, really smooth. And I haven't given them anything to dismember or whatever. K command for 1. All right. They can make an Eldrazi token and scry 1 and draw a card. It's fine by me. Obviously, if they hit Urza's Tower, it's tough. Okay, they're going to exile the Devourer of Destiny. But for 5-6 mana, I can still probably rebuke something here. Maybe like a Thought-Knot Seer, depending on what exactly they're up to. Glaring Fleshraker. So if I rebuke that, they have to sack the Eldrazi spawn. Yeah, that's probably fine. Seems reasonable to me. It's like I don't love it, but I get to tap all my artifacts, use my mana. Killer spawn. It would have worked better to just counter the Kozilek's command, as it turns out, but I think that's okay. Draw for turn, and now let's just go ahead and make another token. Let's get boots. Where's those boots? Draw. Let's Thoughtcast. Ooh, into Spire Bluff Canal. I could leave up Rebuke again, but I kind of want to just equip the boots and just attack for 1,000,000 before they get... I want to do as much damage before they get Eldrazi's to block with, and let's see what they got here. Thought-Knot Seer. Yeah, I don't care that much about that. They can take my Thought Monitor probably. And then I will equip the Shadow Spear onto one of the bigger constructs and have Sink into Stupor or Rebuke up maybe, depending on how that works out. We have one card. They can put this Devourer back in hand, but I've got no permanents that it exiles, which is kind of nice. All right, yeah, they're done. They're done. All right, so I assume that Blood Moons will be good. Here I actually don't mind the weapons manufacturing. Needle seems kind of medium. Oh, I want the consigns, of course. Shadow Spear against the Eldrazi tokens actually seems fine. Not the biggest Metallic Rebuke fan when I have all these consigns, and they get out of range of Metallic Rebuke pretty easily. And I'll take out Tormod's Crypt. Do I want one more? I could put in a Galvanic Blast. That seems reasonable. All right, let's do it. On the draw here. Yeah, all right. I just this hand needs Pinnacle Emissary, but another land or creature, like a cheap creature, would be good. I get some redraws off Bauble, and I have Consign and Blood Moon. I have potentially a turn 2 Blood Moon. I'd have to draw really nicely, though. That's part of it. That is part of it. I'm going to play these, and then now I can leave up Consign because the Opal's on, and I can still crack Bauble. I wasn't going to crack the second Bauble because I want to make sure I have enough that Opal's on. Or Mindstone. I'll consign that for sure. Because that's a colorless source, and I'm going to Blood Moon hopefully away all their colorless sources if I can find any land or 0 mana creature. Another Mindstone. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. The Mindstones are pretty good against Blood Moon here. All right, let's just get the Blood Moon out. Oh, I got to play that Bauble, which is like a little unfortunate because it does mean that I don't get to make a token off weapons manufacturing, but I certainly want to get this down. And they get to play Mindstone. Do I want to crack Bauble's kind of interesting. Any land here lets me cast Kappa Cannoneer, so I think I'll just draw. In that case, I'll cast weapons manufacturing. Cast Shadow Spear, and now I can crack the Bauble. I don't need to do it right now because there's nothing I can play on their turn. And then Kappa Cannoneer I can very easily cast even without the Bauble here. Glaring Fleshraker. All right, what's your top card? Karn. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I'm getting this Kappa Cannoneer down before Karn comes in. That's scary. All right. Draw. Better late than never, I guess. Cannoneer. I mean, Cannoneer goes pretty hard here. Actually, I should save one Memnite in hand because that way I can trigger it next turn. Okay. I mean, is Engineered Explosives lethal here? It's pretty close. Let's say I drew EE. I would play... Yeah, it'd be... Oh, well, it'd be lethal if they didn't have a Karn in play. Obviously, if they have a Karn, then that makes things a little harder. Because they're going to play Karn. Oh, no, they're going to play another Fleshraker. They could actually still play Karn this turn. if they had a cheap thing. Oh, they have another Mind Stone. So their last card is Karn. All right. E for lethal here, or cranial plating. Mox Opal's not going to do it. Play another Memnite. So next turn they can Karn and then Ensnaring Bridge me. Pretty good. Not much I can do about that. Equip on Cannoneer. Do I want to play this Opal? It does an additional 2 points of damage. That doesn't seem like it does much. All right. Pass the turn. Well, Karn is going to be a problem. Because it also stops me from drawing Engineered Explosives or Claws of Gix to go off with Weapons Manufacturing. And I assume they're getting Ensnaring Bridge here, since that seems like the card they would want. Stop my attacks. Indeed. And I guess if I draw Sink into Stupor, I win? No, I don't, because I don't even have mana, because Karn stops Springleaf Drum and Opal here. That's a sick joke. That's a sick joke is what that is. I could Explosives, I would have been able to deal like 12 damage off or something off of it. Alright. Let's pass the turn. I don't really think playing any of those things helps. They can Karn and look for something else. I guess if I could draw my Galvanic Blast. Alright. Because the Karn's also getting bigger here. I don't think. Alright. Maybe I do need another Galvanic Blast, actually. And I think I can... No, I don't want to cut Shadow Spear, though. Sink into Stupor. I'll cut maybe one of the Thought Monitors. All right. Let's get back in. All right, on the play here. And... so close. One land to Pinnacle, and this would be the nuts. Yeah, it's just, again, so close, but not there. All right. Yeah, I guess I'll keep and just put back 2 consigns and then turn 2 Blood Moon. Let's go. Let's hope they don't do... Oh, no, don't turn 1 Mind Stone. So gross. Oh gosh, that's how it be, huh? I'll play the Blood Moon still. And pass the turn. Makes their Ugin's Labyrinth tap for less mana. But now they can still play Glaring Fleshraker. Turn 1 Mind Stone, huh? Alright, I'll warp this, play the Bauble. Bauble you? Thought Not Seer. Oh, well, that's a reason, I guess, not to do that. If I could draw a Galvanic Blast, but hopefully don't draw something too good here that gets hit. Oh, actually, Otawara is a fine draw. Otawara could do something. Getting Thought Knotted here. And now I can play Pinnacle Emissary next turn. I mean, if they don't have anything and I draw like a Cranial Plating, then I could get something in there, but as things currently stand, it's not looking great. I guess some sort of... Oh. That's action. Let's see. I'm 1 mana short of casting it, but let's just Pinnacle Emissary here. I don't think I want to play Otawara. I really think using Otawara is going to be good, and now I can just cast this next turn. Anyways, obviously if they kill my Pinnacle Emissary, I'm not going to love that, but this seems like a plausible spot. Oh, that is annoying. The second Thought Knot unfortunately gets me. And then they hit me for 4. All right, well, I could cast Kappa Cannoneer if I drew it. Wouldn't be bad. No. Spire Bluff Canal. Huh? All right. Hit for 1, pass the turn. At some point I can bounce a Pinnacle Emissary if I want to, or a Thought-Knot Seer rather if I want to. And I draw a card when it leaves the battlefield. Obviously that's not something I'm like thrilled about doing. And a Karn the Great Creator. All right. Well, unfortunately that didn't go well. Let's do one more. It felt like it was close, but they had turn 1 Mind Stone. If they didn't have the turn 1 Mind Stone, I think I'd just win that game because they would never be able to cast a spell. So, yeah, them's the breaks. All right, on the draw here, had some nice opening hands. That last game for a mull of 5 was pretty good, but yeah, you got to mull hands like this. Any hand that doesn't have like some plays early is just that's not how this deck works. All right. Keep this, put back Metallic Rebuke. So this hand gets so much better if I draw a red or blue source immediately. Because right as it stands, I can Pinnacle Emissary by getting Opal on that way, but I really just need to draw Spire Bluff Canal or something. Let's just go Urza's Saga. See, like I can play Mox Memnite Bauble. It doesn't really do anything. I'm just going to wait a turn and hope that I draw a colored mana source. I think this hand's better than 5, but yeah, obviously it's a little awkward. This can the Urza Saga can also get like a Springleaf Drum if I need to. Flooded Strand into Meticulous Archive. Could be Jeskai, could be Goryo's, could be just Blue-White Blink. Decent chance we find out on the mill. Not quite. Oh, looks like Blue-White or Subtype Splashing, whatever. But a control deck with Narset, you can guarantee that. All right, there we go. Odawara. Warp Pinnacle Emissary, please. Don't counter me. If you got a counter, you counter this. It's not a rocket science. Okay, there we go. Bauble. Mox. I want to play Kappa Cannoneer this turn. I could play another Pinnacle Emissary, but don't think that's what I want to do. Into Kappa Cannoneer. Make another token. They could have Wrath of the Skies, and they're going to like counter the Kappa Cannoneer, though. Not countering the Pinnacle Emissary is a little wild. Okay, and then I'll play a Memnite. At this point, I don't think it really behooves me to wait. All right. Well, could have had this all on turn 1. But no, turn 2 is still pretty good. Cycle Lorien Reel. Yeah, you got it. Into Island. So it looks like it's just blue-white. I don't quite have lethal next turn. It's funny that that's actually kind of a question. Well, I want to say I'm not that far from it. Any land and actually becomes lethal. Because Teferi Time Raveler? Oh, I didn't even know what this altar. Bounce Urza Saga? Oh, smart. Otherwise I could get boots. All right. Play Saga. I think I bobble you to see what you got coming. Wrath of the Skies. Okay. Well, I do think I want to play Pinnacle Emissary still. Attack Teferi, attack my opponent. All of these attack my opponent. If they want to Solitude my Memnite to keep their Teferi alive, they can do that. All right, draw. So they can Wrath of the Skies and then die. Yeah, it works for me. This deck's nice. I did nothing on turn 1, and I'm killing them on turn 4. Yup. There we go. Wrath of the Skies that, huh? I mean, Mystical Dispute seems fine. The Tormod's Crypts don't seem particularly enthralling. I actually don't mind the weapons manufacturing. It fights against Wrath of the Skies kind of nicely, too. I'll put in a Mystical Dispute, and I guess I'll put in a Force. Well, you know what? I wonder if Detect Intrusion is better. Maybe I'll put in the Detect Intrusions and take out... Shadow Spear doesn't seem particularly thrilling either. All right, let's try that. All right, on the draw. So I can go turn 1 Drum, Memnite, Bauble. Turn 2, I can have Rebuke up, but I'm not that close to Thought Martyr or Kappa Cannoneer. I can cycle Bauble. The problem with cycling Bauble is it gets you just as far away. It loses you a mana source for all those. I kind of think I mull that hand. All right, I'll keep this hand, and I guess I'll put a Cannoneer back. This hand is kind of going to do nothing unless it draws a mana source, but if it does, this is the turn 1 Kappa. My opponent likes... Oh, there we go. Look at that. All right, warp this. Bauble. They like a lot of their promo stuff. That's cool. Oh, are they going to Solitude my Pinnacle Emissary? Fair enough. Fair enough. It's a good play. And let's see. What? Did they fail to kill it? All right, that's on them. I don't know why. I don't know what just happened there, but they're just going to concede now, so that's nice. We take the dub. Let's close out the league. This was too funny of a match. All right. Well, assuming I win pretty quickly here, you gonna Solitude it again the second time? Look, if this was on the draft server, I might like pretend that thing wasn't there and all that, but this is a modern league. I'm just playing my cards. This isn't my fault. All right, an Opal, Kappa Cannoneer, and I'll even get to sack a Bauble on the end of their turn here. Turn 1 Kappa Cannoneer is nice. That is a ridiculous opening. So, cast Solitude, puts triggers Folk, and just is up to one other creature. They just didn't target my Pinnacle Emissary. All right. Is anything good? Nah, unfortunately not. Well, this is what it is. Maybe they really just wanted to get their hand empty and they didn't want to gain me life. Yeah, maybe that's it. All right, that'll do it. All right, let's go for the 4-1. All right, I am on the draw, and yeah, I will run this hand. No Kappa Cannoneer, unfortunately, but it has the turn 1 Emissary plus a couple zeros. In fact, I can play all 3 of those things, and then have Rebuke up on their turn 2. I'm playing a Zoo or something? No. Dredge. Okay, well, I've got a couple Tormod's Crypts in my main deck, so... Or, yeah, Arclight Phoenix and get in there. All right, so let's go warp this. Bauble. Mox. I mean, this is ridiculous how many permanents I have in play on turn 1. Like 10 permanents. And then Bauble them. They're dredging a Stinkweed Imp? Boo. And pass the turn. Draw off Bauble. So what do I want to draw here? Tormod's Crypt obviously would be good. Saga, Munitions, or Weapons Manufacturing. Really, Sheevan Reef is the worst card in my entire deck, so hope not to draw that. They Dredge Loam, hit a couple Stinkweed Imps. And I guess now if they cast land and cast Loam, I'll just let that happen. I don't think that really does too much. And next turn, I can play the Pinnacle Emissary, which also still doesn't really do all that much for me. Yeah, I mean, Kappa Cannoneer would still be a good draw here. If they cast like a Cathartic Reunion or something, yes, I'm obviously countering that. If it's just Life from the Loam, I'm not. Faithless Looting, yeah, I should rebuke that. No real reason not to. It's pretty nice. I put 4 power into play on turn 1 and then had a counterspell. Could be worse. All right. Need a little action here. A little action? That qualifies. Oh, yeah. Okay. Much rather Cranioplating than play Pinnacle Emissary, I would say. equip and hit for 12. Unless they have a removal spell, which Dredge isn't like famous for having a lot of removal in their deck. That also makes their shocks and fetches a little bit harder to use if they go to 3 here. Oh, they have Lava Dart? That's annoying. All right, well, I guess we got Lava Darted pretty good, huh? I'm gonna Dredge a Stinkweed Imp now. Let's try to bring back some Phoenixes. They had another Phoenix. And what is this? Oh, Stomping Ground. Okay, and they have a Lava Dart, so they have 1 free spell in their graveyard. Obviously, they can flash back Lootings. Lava Dart? Outrageous. Yeah, this is like the new version of Dredge. I saw they did well last weekend. I mean, if I draw Tron Crypt, obviously that's amazing. I do have some decent plays next turn. Let's see what they do. They're going to flashback Looting, Dredge. They hit Creeping Chill. And they dredged an Imp, but I don't see another free spell unless they have one in hand. Like a Gut Shot or something. I don't know the full list. So they don't have that. All right. Let's draw. I mean, I still get to deal kind of a lot of damage here. Because I can go Pinnacle, Emissary. Well, hold on. No, I want to just go Memnite. I don't want to play Pinnacle Emissary here. Because what I want to do is equip Cranial Plating. Attack. And if they Lava Dart, then I can move Cranial Plating with the black cost. So I kind of hope they do Dart here. Happy to hit, or I hit them for 11, and that's fine too. And then post-combat, I'll play a Pinnacle Emissary. All right, they just took it. And then play Pinnacle Emissary. And ship the turn. I don't really want to even move the plating. All right, so pretty good chance they're going to bring back some Phoenixes this turn. I'd be pretty shocked if they didn't. They dredged Imp and they hit another Lava Dart. Okay, so yeah, they definitely can. But I don't know that bring back 2 Phoenixes even really does that much. I guess they'll Faithless Looting first to try to bring back more. Well, there is a chance I just die to a combination of Phoenixes and Crippling Chills, but I'm hoping that's not the case. Surveil, okay. Is this Cathartic Reunion? That's what it looks like. And, oh no, it's Ox of Agonis. Okay. And they can double Lava Dart. So I'm just hoping they don't hit more Phoenixes and Chills, because I think I can kill them next turn with the moving Cranial Plating and instant speed sort of jam. They discard a Stinkweed Imp. All right, they dredge an Imp. They hit 1 Crippling Chill, so I got a 14. And they hit a Phoenix. Oh, I know, is that the same Phoenix? They just moved it around. No, it's a new one. They hit 2 Crippling Chills. So I'm going to 2. Oh, no, I just die. Oh, no, I don't just die. Because I have Claws of Gix, baby. They can hit me down to 0. Because they can double Lava Dart me down to 9 and attack me with 3 Arclight Phoenixes. And then Claws of Gix, let's be Sack Sheevan Reef, go to 1. Oh, that's nice. Dart me, yeah. I'm at 10. There's only 3 Phoenixes in there, right? I'm not losing it. Go to 9. See, this is on Arena. You could do the GG emote, so that they try to kill you. And now they have 5 blockers, but I can just attack them with all 5 and then move plating. I guess I need to draw a black source. All right, well, Claws of Gix, that is. All right, I go to 1. And they die. Unless they have something else. But no, we've seen everything they've got. There are no more secrets here. Their hand is just 3 Stinkweed Imps. Claws of Gix. Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, huh? Odawara, that doesn't do anything. They're at 10. I have a 10-1 flying. Let's just attack with these 3. All right, cranial plating did the trick. That was a nice one. And post board, I mean, they get a bunch of artifact removal, I'm sure. I get Cage, Crypt. I don't think I want Ashiok. That doesn't sound very good. Weapons manufacturing doesn't actually seem that bad because I feel like against artifact removal, it's a way to just get a bunch of crap into play. I think I'll take out Rebukes because I don't think Rebuke is going to be great. But I guess I don't really want Galvanic Blast. I mean, Consign can counter a bunch of Phoenix triggers. That doesn't. Maybe I just do want the Thought Monitors and 1 Rebuke. I don't know. Just take out 2 Rebukes for 2 more Graveyard Hate. I don't really think I want Galvanic Blast. Ashiok seems a little, just 3 mana. I've got those instead. All right. I think I'll run it like this. Maybe I want Force of Negation. Actually, hold on. Let's put in the Force of Negations to maybe just try to snipe an early Faithless Looting. Maybe that's better. All right, and here. All right, I like this hand well enough. I've got Force blue card. I don't really want to pitch Thoughtcast, but I will if I have to. Here's where Rebuke actually would have maybe been better, though. I guess I'm not going to have mana on turn 1 unless I draw Mox Opal exactly, because I'm going to go turn 1 Sheevan Reef, Pinnacle, play 2 zeros. This is looting, then yeah, no, never mind. This was great. I mean, pitching Thoughtcast does leave me needing to draw another piece of action, but I think that's okay. Any weapons manufacturings? All right. Just to put a bunch of crap into play, as this deck does. Any Thought Monitors? Be a nice one to draw here. Stomping Ground tapped. Let's go. We really stalled them. Oh, there we go. The Skipper. All right. No, actually, I will play the drum first. I'm missing out on Kappa Cannoneer getting pumped once, but I don't think that's a big deal. Because now, any land I can cast Pinnacle Emissary, so I think getting the drum into play is good. Sometimes against Dredge, you just counter their 1 discard spell and just stalls them completely. All right, I'll play this. Pay 3 life. Play Pinnacle Emissary. I think it's better to play this than not. And this has to be lethal next turn, right? Yeah. Easily. Affinity with the 4/1? Let's go. Hardcast your Phoenix. Do nothing. Your hand's all Stinkweed Imps, baby. Stinkweed Imp actually wouldn't be the worst because, like, they'd have to block that and they go to 2 and then this would die. But of course, if I draw any artifact, I win at that point. Oh, they go to 1 because they have to crack Mire. In fact, they probably can't do it because they probably don't have a basic swamp in their deck. If they have a black land, which I guess I imagine they do have a black land somewhere. Let me see. What does Dredge look like these days? I know it did well in the Modern Challenges this week. But my 30 seconds of Googling can't seem to find it. Let me see. Oh, never mind. I just, at this point, for my own curiosity, I want to see what Dredge looks like. Combo. Dredge is pretty... Is this the deck? Yeah, this is the new version of Dredge. Look, it's got Lava Dart, Phoenix, Gaze, Conflagrate. Yeah, they have 1 Blood Crypt. Okay. Thug, Stinkweed Imp, Reunion, Looting, Crippling Chill, and Artist Talent is like the other new thing. And they board a bunch of Grudges and a Collector Roof and some Void Mirrors. Psh. That did nothing to stop me. And boom, that's a 4/1. This deck is nice. I will say I not once triggered the ability of a munitions token, so I can't say for sure whether weapons manufacturing was good, bad, terrible, awesome. Probably wasn't awesome, but maybe that's just how the games were. Pinnacle Emissary, Kappa Cannoneer, Chef's Kiss. Thought Monitor, Thoughtcast, yeah, fine. But mostly it's just hoping to draw good versions of those with a bunch of counters and some other hate cards. I like it. This deck was fun, and it was really fun to get to play a little Constructed here. So that'll do it for today. Let me know if you enjoyed this, what other formats you might want to see, what other decks you might want to see. Probably decks that I will enjoy playing, of course. And you know what? I'll be back for our regularly scheduled cube drafts tomorrow. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.